Oh. Klaus. Dude, you're gonna laugh so hard. It's so awkward. Just what I just said.
All right. What's up, guys? Podcast 2 with Dylan. Dylan was just talking to the camera by himself, and you're not gonna hear any of that because it sucked ass.
I wouldn't say that. For all the kids listening, it was not very good. So.
Yeah, I had to. Don't slap the table, Dylan. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, for the audio.
I had to blow my nose. Because allergies fucking suck. I don't know if I should be cussing, but oh well. But yeah, dude, the other day I woke up and my eye was just like the size of a huge golf. It was like popping out, like just a golf ball, just like popping out of my eye socket.
Why?
Allergies, I think.
Oh my god.
It was horrible, bro. I woke up and like you know how like your eyes are all crusted over and you're just like scraping away at each little bit. You're just like, oh yeah. And then I like went into the bathroom and my eye, like I didn't see it at first, but then I was like, what? I was like pushing on it and it was super solid. Like I was like, what is going on? And then I pulled my eye down like this and it was just pure, like you couldn't see any white. It was like a weird pink red.
Oh my god. Do you remember when you used to have like allergy attacks at school?
Yeah, and I'd sneeze like 1,000 times.
Yeah. Dude, wait, remember, was I telling you and Ian in the car about when I was in LA with Juan? Juan Kleben from...
You told me last night. I don't know if we should use full names right now because we haven't gotten consent, but I'll bleep out his name.
Okay, wait. Yeah. Well, anyways, I went to... he was like, yeah, we should, hang out when you're in when you're in California going to school. And I was like, all right, we'll probably hang out maybe once or twice. And I finally texted him and I was like, all right, what do you want to do? And he's like, I'll bring you to this super good Korean restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the train out to LA. I took the Metro Link to Union Station.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked me up and we went to dinner. And super good Korean restaurant, and we were having a good time. We went back to the LA area. We were in Koreatown originally, and then we went back to more downtown LA, more like typical downtown. And we went to this ice cream place, and I was like, all right, well I gotta go back tonight, And I got the ticket, and we went to the train station. I was pretty on time for the train. I end up going to the platform and the train is about to take off and the doors are closed and I bang on the doors and I'm like, hey, they have to let me in. I'm like the last one. They opened the door and then I was about to walk in and it closed it didn't close on me, but it closed right before I was getting on the train and I was like, is this real? This seems like a movie
That's
scene.
like the movie Robots. You remember the animated movie Robots? And he's stepping onto the thing and... Oh, no.
No, didn't it close on him?
No, it's the little... Remember that little tiny guy? He was like the doorman. And he was like this little tiny guy. And he's like, you've got to let me in. And he's like, oh yeah, sure. And he opens it. And then he takes a step and he's like,
yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how it was. And I remember looking in at some people and they were kind of looking at me and it was almost kind of like, wow, get your life together. And then I had to call Juan and I was like, all right, I gotta sleep at your house tonight. And we went back to his apartment and he pulls out a shitty air mattress that probably hasn't been used in probably 5 years that he probably took from his old house. And we pumped it up, and immediately upon sitting on it, it deflated half. Half the air went out. And I slept on it, and the next morning I woke up, and speaking of your eye thing, my eye was really puffed, and we were supposed to go to breakfast and stuff, and I couldn't open it really, and I was like, oh shit, and I was looking in the mirror, and I was like, damn man, and I turned to Juan, and he's like, oh shit. He's like, are you okay? And I was like, I was like, yeah, I think it was your cat because I'm allergic to cats, and his cat ended up like curling up next to my face. I think in the night,
Just shit in your eye.
my eye was so puffy and red, and we went to breakfast, and I just remember it was just like it was like this, and I was like ordering, and I was just like sitting there.
It's all crumpled and like squished together. You're like, ah.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious. Dude, speaking of air mattresses, that reminds me of when we went skiing.
When you shot your computer off of it, or no, like you were reaching for your.
So much happened that night.
Yes, and the sessions with Avery and Ryan.
No, it was Ian.
Oh yeah, it was Ian.
I don't want to go into detail on that quite yet.
Yeah, we gotta get a little more
our listeners don't really know me quite yet.
Your 2 followers may become 1. So.
Okay, asshole. My first podcast has almost 70 views. Pretty sure people have listened to the first like 3 minutes. Austin's the only person that listened to the whole thing.
I'll listen to the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, right.
So.
No, but do you remember the picture that I took that looked like I had a stroke?
Yeah. One half of your face, you were like, it was a selfie, and you were like, and one half was like,
it was
this,
like all like fat and like bloated and just like dead, and then the other half I was like smiling.
Yeah, we were laughing so hard at it. It looked like you had
a stroke.
Yeah, but there's this disease called Bell's palsy. My uncle had it, and half of his face, it didn't work.
Yeah, Ben, what's his name? The photographer. Remember we used to watch his videos? He's from South Africa.
Oh, Ben Brown?
Ben Brown had that.
Did he have
that?
that?
For a while. He just got out of it. Like, it just went away.
Yeah, no, my uncle had it.
Yeah.
And he was like, he had to tape his eyes shut to sleep.
Oh my god. What?
Yeah, no, like he couldn't sleep because like obviously.
Is that the same uncle that came up with the book?
No, that would be so funny. I actually haven't seen that uncle in a long time.
Yeah. I haven't. I mean, I saw my uncle not too long ago, but I haven't seen him in a long time since then.
Yeah, my uncle's. I haven't even seen my uncle who lives in California. Huntington Beach, which is like 20 minutes away from where I go to school. Because I like keep asking him. I'm like, hey, we can get like lunch or something, or like we could.
Just like
literally just like catch up, and he's
just like
he didn't say no. He's just like Dylan, like I don't want to spend time with you. No. No, but he's so busy. He's a cardiologist, and he's like literally working all the time.
Yeah, but then he's just like, but really.
But really the real reason, yeah.
But really, like, I hate you.
He's like, Dylan, it's just gonna be awkward. Like,
you're just a sack of chunky quesadillas. Not even worth my time.
He's like, you're just.
Not even good quesadillas, like really shitty cheese quesadillas.
Ones that'll give you a heart attack and that he's gonna have to deal with.
But those are the good ones.
Yeah, with a bunch of sour cream.
Okay, speaking of California, talk about how you're old as fuck as a freshman. Or you just finished your freshman year. Not really. You're not, but you took a gap year, so.
Yeah, I am at Chapman University in California, and I was already 1 year older than everyone at Bosque for high school. And that was because my mom she didn't hold us back, but my brothers and I went to school 1 year later than everyone else, because she did all these studies where, or she looked at all these studies where she's
like, my kids are dumb.
Yeah, she's like, ooh. She's like, I gotta help them out. But she sent me to school 1 year later because she found that boys do better when they go to school a year later because they're not as mature. And they do better, obviously, when they're more mature. So when I went to school, I went to school a year later. So I was always older for my grade. Then I decided to take a gap year and defer my admission to Chapman. And now I am a 21-year-old freshman.
Which really, I mean,
it's old, but it's not like
weird.
Yeah, there's one guy that he was bald and he was a freshman.
Okay, Dylan, just because he's bald,
he was 20,
doesn't mean he's old.
He was 24 or 25.
Okay, but the bald has nothing to do with that. Like,
no, I know.
People start getting bald at like 50, if you have really bad genes.
But if he's bald by
the only other person that I know that's getting bald at our age is Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper. What?
We haven't said his last name.
Yeah.
No one knows who the hell Cooper is, except for pretty much everybody that watches this podcast because it's only our friends.
No, but yeah. Oh, well, at Chapman, like all of my friends obviously are freshmen. Majority. I have a couple. Actually, no. I have a couple of good friends that are my age. They're actually a lot of them are foreign students, because we're all like Barcelona fans, and so literally like the way that I made my close friends at Chapman was through watching Barcelona games. We would literally just go to each other's rooms and watch Barcelona. You guys had like a movie
theater in your dorm, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Well, no, so at Chapman they have like different dorm buildings depending on your major. So for instance, in Henley Hall, which is where I lived, that was like a mixture of business, communication, and I think some science majors. And then there's another dorm called Prawley, another one called Moreland, another called Sandu. And Sandu had like upperclassmen, and then they had a movie theater in there.
I feel like I'm like
so cool.
in Harry Potter or something.
What?
With all those names.
I know, like, they put the hat on you, and they're like, Henley, Gryffindor, Henley. But Henley, I'd say, is like Slytherin.
I don't know anything about Harry Potter, so...
Slytherin is the one... You know Gryffindor. Right? You know Gryffindor is the good one. Gryffindor is where Harry Potter and Ron and Hermione go to. Slytherin is like the opposing side. Like, they're the bad ones. Like Draco Malfoy. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that. Okay. And that's how Henley is.
We're just going to turn this into the Harry Potter podcast review.
Yes, and...
with Dylan.
Yeah, I forgot my wand, but... But anyways, like, yeah, being an old freshman, I didn't even talk about that. What am I doing? Yeah, so I talk, and like I'll literally, like, when I get to the point, it takes like a lot of time for me to get to what I'm actually gonna say.
He always just like diverts around the point, just right around it in a perfect circle.
But it's a good story. Like, the story, it's not what you want to hear, but like you're like, oh, okay, I guess that was interesting. But
you're right, it's not what I want to hear.
Anyways, but being an old freshman, a lot of the time we'd be at parties, and people are always like, my friends are like, Dylan, I just cannot believe you're 21. They're like, you just don't seem like you're 21.
Yeah, because you're a child.
I know.
That's our whole friend group. We're just pure children.
My friends.
We were laughing so hard yesterday about fart jokes. Or fart stories. Which really won't ever die. But, okay, back to it. What did you do on your gap year?
Oh, that was... Oh, man, I did a lot. Well, I didn't ever think I would take a gap year, but I took one to kind of explore my interests. I always was interested in film or just, like, visual media, and specifically like how music worked with film. And I did like a senior thesis project on film music.
On who? What was his name?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we would like go to a movie and we'd like come out and you'd be like,
there's some phlegm in that. That was like a little...
It wasn't even phlegm, that was just skin.
What skin?
Yeah, just some skin just flapped off and was like... Yeah, no, but we would like come out of a movie and you're like, did you hear that?
The music.
That was Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, I know, because Hans Zimmer is probably the best film composer besides John Williams. But
What about Harriet Tubman?
Harriet Tubman? You said Harry Tubman.
No, I didn't. I said Harriet Tubman.
Oh.
You fucked. Fuck you. You fucked my joke up.
That was such a dumb joke.
It would have been
Harriet
funny.
Why?
Because Harriet Tubman obviously has nothing to do with film music.
You could have said like Helen Keller because you can't fucking hear.
Or C, you asshole.
I'm sorry. Helen, I'm really sorry.
What? You're apologizing to a dead woman.
Yeah, but she, like, we don't know with ghosts. Like, they're watching over us.
Okay, go back.
My grandpa's right there, and he's sitting right there.
No, he's. I hope not. Be scary.
Yeah, I know.
Is he a nice guy?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So is my grandpa.
See, okay, here, let me
I've
just
had
get to
so much
I'm
water.
just going to get to the point. My gap year, I went to London, England for a film school. I went for a 1-month film course, and we made a short film, which was it was terrible. It was super bad. I was like, I'm never...
More. You should have paused more. That would have been so good, because it sounded like you were going to say really good.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, it was really... And then you immediately said terrible. Or I don't even know what you said, but... You should have just been like,
really
it was
bad.
It was bad.
I should have gone through like the process of like how we made it and like said like, oh, we did
Why
all
don't you
this
go
like
through that now?
and then said like it was shit. Like,
Yeah, just do it over again.
Okay. So yeah, I went to a film school in London, England for 1 month in August of 2016, and it's called the Met Film School. I applied for a course there, and they're like, yeah, you can come out for the 1 month film course, and I figured I'd like stay in the dorms that they had there, but I ended up staying with an Irish couple that in a bed and breakfast for 1 month. So I'll get into that later, but in the film school, we had like 6 students in the class. Super small.
Yeah, and you were wondering why they accepted you so easily.
Yeah, because they needed more students.
They were like, no, yeah, please come. We'll pay for your airfare.
Yeah, I went out there, and that was, oh my god. We literally went through, each person wrote a screenplay. But you could choose to partner up with somebody. So like, I partnered up with this kid from Belgium, he was really good. He like knew how to write and everything. I was just like, what can I offer here? I can type for you, you know, I can get some coffee for you. Let's write this.
You're just this, you come to this and you just end up being like an intern for the kids that are actually in
Yeah, no, seriously, like this kid from Belgium, his name was Ben, but his real name was Benoit. It was so weird. Like it was like
his
French.
full first name was Benoit?
Yeah. And his last name was like Schrilfmaker. I don't know his last name.
Oh, so it wasn't right.
No.
Just Geefende.
Like that one guy in the video, just like you want to make sure that
the Liffenslag. Yeah.
I still haven't. Okay, anyways. The film we went over. We each wrote a screenplay, but I partnered up with the kid from Belgium, and each person wrote their screenplay, and we would pitch our idea to the teacher and all the faculty at the school, and they would judge it based off of, you know, like realistic budget of like, you know, you'd come up with a budget for your film, and like based on the idea, like which one was more interesting, which one would be realistic in the time frame we had, and ours got chosen to be made for the film of the class, and we were like super excited to do it, and the teacher literally took our script and like tore it apart. She was like, yeah, so it got chosen, but basically we're gonna redo like majority of the script because it's pretty weak. And I was like, why would you choose it then? Like, I didn't ask her, but yeah, we ended up God, we worked so hard on it. We wrote a screenplay, which is so hard. It's basically when you write a screenplay, you have to like make everything obviously as simple as possible and as clear as possible. And when you write a story, oftentimes you can get like really wordy because you're like trying to, you're trying to put down all your ideas, but you have to make it so clear and concise, and that's oftentimes the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
And especially with like characters, you want to describe them like, oh, the landlord of the house was a guy from India who had like a purple shirt and like, a gold wristwatch. He was kind of chunky. Got a little gut on him,
Little tub.
But you have to pick out the most critical elements of that character to push the story along.
Uh-huh.
So you had that was the hardest part for me. But when we got into like production, we would film for like 8 hours. We would just like film scene after scene, depending on the location. We'd go to like a park and we'd film and we'd get everything done there. And we'd go to a classroom and film and get everything done. And in the end, I just remember like we would all switch off. We'd switch off directing. We'd switch off doing sound design, or not design, but like sound recording. And then we'd do like literally holding the slate and like writing down like what take it was and like what date it was, all that. And I remember holding the boom mic like way too much of the time. They made me hold it way too much. I was like, this is not. I would look. They'd be like, so who boom mic? Anyone else done it? Dylan, get over here. And I'd be in the corner like, trying. I'd be sitting down.
No.
Yeah, I'd be wanting to get food. I'm like, like maybe I can get some food really quick. No, Dylan, get over here right now. And I would hold the boom mic for like 30 minutes, just standing there, like waiting for the scene to actually work. But in the end, I actually got to do what I wanted to do, which was work on the music of the film. And like I actually did some of the sound design. Terrible. I went to freesound.org.
Nice.
And for one of the scenes, there was a door opening, and I put in door crack. The sound of a door crack, and it was like, and I put it in the film, and I didn't realize that you needed to like, because of spatial, or the room, the camera was on one end, and the door was on the other. I didn't put in consideration that if the sound is up front,
yeah,
it makes no sense that like you gotta like design the sound so that it's in relevance to like the distance where the door is. And so we had a scene in the movie where the door cracks open and this loud, super loud crack opens, and then you could just hear his voice in the background, and it's like you don't even know it's the door. You're like, what is that? It sounds like a creature. Yeah, and I was like, wow. I don't even know where the film is. We showed it to everyone, and
I never saw it.
I didn't want to show it.
I wanted to see it.
It's so shitty.
It's not worse than our cult classic.
You know what I'll do, actually? I will email the school.
Let's do a reaction video to it.
I can't get it right now, though.
Not right now, but like...
We'll do it. Okay. I'll email the school. But then, okay.
They didn't like post it on YouTube or like Vimeo?
No, because it's their film. Like
So are we going to get in trouble if we...
No, I don't think so, because it wasn't good enough to like go to festivals, so they weren't like.
So post it on YouTube or Vimeo.
It's not my film because it was like all of ours, so no one really got the rights to it.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, and also I wasn't really interested in getting a link to it, so that's probably me. Yeah. Anyways, we made a film, and I was like, I really don't know if I want to do film. I kind of. They literally they gave out awards at the end of the process, and one kid, he was from Italy, got best director, or most likely to be a director. The kid from Belgium, most likely to be like a producer or like a screenwriter.
Uh-huh.
I got what was it?
To be a boom hand.
No, it wasn't even that. It was a good guy.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It said like the nicest guy or something.
Oh
On my
my
certificate.
God, what?
Yeah.
They give out most likely to be a director, most likely to be a producer, and you get a nice guy. Dylan.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah.
I would have jumped off a bridge. That's ridiculous. Are you kidding me? What kind of school is that? But I honestly respect their honesty.
I don't know if they're like
there's no good qualities about him except for he's a nice guy.
Yeah, so
that's unbelievable. That's
if anyone's ever looking for a nice guy, just like
we got a real nice guy here. We're just gonna put him up for sale on our website, tinytits.org. A nice guy, $300 an hour.
Tiny tits. Aliens don't give a tit about it, but the shirt I did.
Yeah, no, I got it. I love having to explain something.
No, I knew you got it. I just was gonna have you explain it to the camera.
Okay. We're thinking. No, it's gotta come up like organically, so that we can actually make it like a T-shirt. But it's gonna sell no matter what. Honestly, one day it'll sell no matter what. We're gonna have a like probably like a plain white T-shirt, and it's gonna have like one of the breast pockets.
Yeah.
And it's gonna have an alien popping out of it, and then when you pull it down, it's gonna say an alien doesn't give a tit about your resurrection. Because, it's a long story, but me and one of my other friends got into a very heated debate, and I told him that an alien doesn't give a tit about his resurrection. So
that'll come later in the podcast, the story.
Yeah, I'll talk about that with Ian on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he'll probably just say no. But
you gay.
All right.
That's what Ian would say.
I know. Fuck, what were we talking about? I don't even. Oh, we were a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Well, that's when I was like, I'm definitely not gonna do film. Like I definitely.
But you're doing
just
film.
Don't. Yeah. Well.
So shut up.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not doing film ever again.
That's what I thought, and then I was like, I'm just gonna go with medicine because like, it's
got a good set of hands, and I'm a nice guy.
Yeah. They just need people like that.
They always need nice guys in the medical field. With some good tits and the nice hands.
But tiny tits. But oh my god. Then I ended up. Am I still gonna talk about my gap year?
Yeah. You went to Argentina.
Yeah.
Over summer.
No.
Partially.
No. It was January.
Oh yeah.
I went. Yeah. After I came back from England, I worked for my dad. Oh my god. I did construction, which was actually, it was super hard. Not just manual labor, but like I did electrical work, and that was like I had to look at like blueprints and like make sure that what lights we were gonna put in would like work with the power boxes that we set up, and like that was hard. Like a lot of people don't realize that like construction work it's not just a job for people who like I guess don't go to school or like don't have an education or aren't like capable, intelligent, or in terms of intelligence, because oftentimes there are a lot of super intelligent people. It's just they didn't necessarily have the resources.
Yeah.
But anyways, I went to Argentina, specifically Cordoba, Argentina. If any of my friends out in Cordoba are listening to this,
that'd be sick.
Espero que.
Shut up. You don't know Spanish.
Tienes un buen verano este año y espero que voy a Córdoba otra vez en el futuro. Sí,
I understood
me
all
gusta.
of that, so.
I said I like just then. That's all I said.
I know.
But
yeah, I like.
We took Spanish, so Devin's
for 5 years.
fluent.
I don't know.
He knows
I can't speak any of it at all, but I can understand it. For 5 years. So did you.
Yeah, but... Whoa.
Blessed.
Did it stop?
Yeah, it stopped recording after 29 minutes, but we still have that, so this will just, like, the video
This,
cut
yeah,
out for a minute.
it's fine.
But yeah, so I took Spanish for 5 years. You took Spanish for, you didn't continue it, no.
No, because I took it.
I honestly wish I would have.
No, yeah, I'm taking it in college now.
I'm not. But I wish I would have continued it during high school because, like, I have a couple foreign friends from Spain and Argentina. It'd be cool to understand what they're saying.
Well, and even if they said, hey, come out to Argentina or Spain to visit, if you know the language, it's like...
I'm probably going to see
experience.
Raul in Spain when we're there, hopefully.
My friend, he's 20. He's a little older. Actually, the reason why I'm
22,
friends with...
he's old as fuck.
Yeah, the reason why I'm friends with a lot of the foreign kids is because they are older. Because a lot of them take gap years.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids in Europe, at least, they don't have undergraduate school like us in the U.S.
Well, dude, the two kids that are coming from... We have two kids coming from Israel.
From Israel?
And they're 22. And they're freshmen in college.
No, yeah, there's a...
Because they have to go in the military first.
Oh, really?
Everyone from Israel, women and men, both, they have to go into the military for 3 years right out of high school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jeez. We...
Got it. They're huge, though. They're jacked. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dope season.
Respect to all those people serving out there.
All right, Dylan, why'd you have to laugh?
I don't know, because
I was... Such a cynical bastard.
No.
I don't even know if I used that word correctly.
Cynical bastard.
Yeah,
but a nice guy at the same time.
I'm really bad with words, so I feel like I might be casting a shadow on your face. But who gives...
Oh, maybe. Well, no, but that light is like...
No, you put it like...
directed up at the ceiling.
Yeah, I can see that I'm casting a shadow on your face. So. But yeah. What were okay, Argentina. What did you do in Argentina? God, we're bad at this. I think those are fun though. Those stories.
No, yeah, the stories are good. Oh my God, I have so many stories from Argentina. Okay.
We got like 7 minutes.
Oh,
we're gonna slow it down. So Dylan's gonna tell his stories, and then I'm gonna be like, and then it's gonna be over.
Okay. Yeah, Argentina. I went for a volunteer program. It's called Well, can I point stuff out in this?
Yeah.
Use Projects Abroad.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Projects Abroad is like this organization that they do projects around the world that, like volunteer projects mainly, some internships, but they'll take students, anyone really, and they'll set up like housing and like food for you when you go, but they have specific projects that you get involved with where you're helping a community that maybe needs like a little more. Whew.
Talk about phlegm.
That phlegm was like, God, like I've had phlegm all morning, and that one like literally shot into the roof of my mouth.
You don't ever not have phlegm.
Huh?
I said that the most confusing way possible.
You have phlegm all the time.
No, you're always like when you're talking.
Way.
Yes.
Really?
You'll
That's
hear
probably
it
a nervous habit.
Yeah,
I probably have no phlegm, and I'm just like.
All right. Okay,
in
continue.
Argentina, I stayed with a host family. Well, it was just one lady. I thought it was gonna be like a full family. Her name was Betty. And oh man, there are some really funny stories. Oh my God. When I went there, I was a medical volunteer, so I would go to a children's hospital each day of the week, and like pretty much shadow the doctors. And then I would also like every Tuesday I would go with a group, and we would a couple of people would cook food like pasta or rice or an Argentinian like dish, like pork or beef or something, and we would serve it to the families in like a hospital that their kids were terminally ill, so the parents oftentimes like had to pay so much to the hospitals that or they had to like spend so much time there that they didn't have enough time to go eat or have the money, so we would like go room to room and give food, which is really cool. I remember like going into a lot of the rooms, and like a lot of the kids, it was crazy. They the hospital that we were in, it's a public hospital, and like the resources that they have there are pretty minimal. So like the kids are like hooked up to obviously like an IV bag, for fluids and stuff, but they don't. It looks so different than like a typical hospital you'd see in the U.S. They didn't really have any like computer screen to show vitals. It was just like a really, old school machine in the corner, monitoring the vital signs for the kid, and that was about it.
Was it like on paper?
No, it wasn't like paper, but it was like like an old machine where
like little green dots that are like boop, 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 boop.
Well, it had that, but it wasn't like so old that
like 1920s era.
It was probably like 1921. Like no, but it was probably from the 70s, I'd say, 70s and 80s, like equipment.
It's probably newer than that. I think technology has moved pretty fast.
But
probably
no, but
like
the money. No, but the money. Like they have stuff in there that was. They had stuff that was so old. Maybe it wasn't that old, but like it was like definitely not what you'd see in a typical hospital, I guess, in the U.S. But anyways, I did that, and I stayed with this lady, on the outskirts of like the city, and I stayed with another student who was like doing a volunteer program there, but she was working with more like human rights work, and she was like, she wants to study to be a lawyer, and like I still keep in contact with some of these people, but she also took a gap year like me. But we were there, and I just remember like she would have to speak for me in Spanish to my host mom, all the time, because I could understand it, but like
wait,
as
who
you
was
said,
this again? I missed that part.
Oh, this girl, she stayed with me at the house, because she was a student with the organization just like me.
Oh, nice.
But like, cause like each host family that they have set up with the organization, they host like several different kids within the program. So this time it happened to be two of us that stayed, and the girl that I stayed with, she just knew Spanish a lot better than I did. And she would like translate for me, and half the time like I would like go out, and explore the city all day, after I would volunteer, and like we would stay out like all night on the weekends, because you would go to like, just part of the culture, you would go to clubs
at like 12.
Yeah, no, you would start like the clubs would start at like 1 a.m. They would start. You'd go from 1 to 7 a.m. and then go back and sleep for like a couple hours, and then do whatever you had to do the rest of the day. And I remember I never like went to that many parties in high school. Like I wasn't like
party fiend.
Whew, that was a lot of drainage.
That was a mean one.
But that was thick.
That was thick. Some thick book.
No one knows him.
Okay, yeah, continue.
But yeah, anyways, we would go to clubs every weekend, and part of their culture is like you go out and you have like drinks, and they have like certain alcohol that it's like a tradition to drink within a group, and it's called it's called Fernet. It's like this, it's the worst tasting thing I've ever had. And they had like, I never like drank that much, and when I had this, they gave me, it's an alcohol that is common in Argentina, but they'll put it mixed with Coke, and then they'll put a little mint leaf in the top, and like you kind of mash it in there. worst tasting thing ever. It's like drinking mint. Like if you scooped like the juices and fluid out of the bottom of a trash bin and put mint in there. There you go. That's it.
Like really flat Coke with some defecation.
Yeah. And Coke. Yeah, you gotta throw in Coke and gasoline. Like the alcohol tasted.
Oh my god.
It burned.
So it was like super like high proof.
Oh, it was. I don't know. What do you mean high proof?
It's like the alcohol content in the drink.
It was 45%.
Oh, that's not that much.
But
45
I thought.
proof.
I mean, I thought it was.
I know nothing about alcohol, but I know that that's not a lot.
Well, yeah, I guess that's like with vodka and stuff.
Vodka's like 100 or something like that. Or
no
some
way.
vodkas.
No,
yeah.
well, some, but like usually it's around like maybe 50 or 60%.
Yeah, dude, I was at a party and these guys had 125 proof alcohol.
That's like.
And one shot like puts you out.
That would like rip. That would like burn everything right here in me. It
Yeah.
would, like,
Do you remember that? Do you remember that guy that would just like eat shit? I forgot what his name was, but he would like just. He called himself like the human garbage disposal.
Oh.
We should do like reaction videos.
Yes, dude. No, that
But
guy.
he just like he drank like something that was like 200 proof. I don't know what the proofs are, but like the most proof, like what is that
It's
stuff
like
that
moonshine.
moonshine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the most concentrated alcohol that you can. It's pretty much like rubbing alcohol times 5, and it's just like to kill you.
Yeah, and like he did that.
He drank a whole bottle of it, and then ended up just going in the bathroom and like from like his friends talk about it, and he just pukes it out, cause like it'll kill you.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably got to get his stomach pumped a lot too.
Yeah, and he would just eat like garbage. Like, he would eat cans and like glass and like shaving cream.
I remember one where he drank.
And he was so weird. He was like,
It's like an orc. From Lord of the Rings. Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
I don't know.
Do you know what an orc is?
I don't know, dude. Just continue. What were we talking about?
Fucking Argentina, and it still hasn't been talked about.
That's because you're going into like the most fine of details. She had pink colored nails.
It was
Perky nipples.
she would stroke her nipples with the pink nails. Yeah, anyways, the gist of Argentina was we would go to clubs and like I remember one time I really tried to talk to all these people in the clubs, you know, because I was American. Everyone knew I was American because I was just like
You look American.
Yeah, and I was like people had given me drinks, so I was like really drunk, and I had never really been drunk before, and it was weird for me. I was like kind of scared, but at the same time, I was just like, I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, hey, you know, I was just talking to anyone. I was like hugging people.
Hey, Lordy.
And there were these 3 Argentinian girls, and I saw them, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to them. And I was like, hola, and I was like, I'm soy oh my god, I can't speak. Soy Americano or whatever. I don't even know what I said.
Well, probably because you were drunk.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, he's American, you know, in their accents, and they were like giving me more stuff, and by the end of the night,
like he or die.
Yeah, and I didn't. After a while, I was like, no, it was just so gross. But I remember one night we were at this club, and me and my friend, he's from Canada, he was in the program. We were like, there are like all these people in this club, just like, you know, guys and girls, but there are like a lot of guys, and we saw like these guys like making out, and we're like, I guess that's like club life. I don't know, like we didn't really think much of it, but I went to the bathroom. I saw somebody do cocaine, like they just snorted it, and I was like,
as soon as you open the door, you're like,
yeah, I was like, all right.
Toilet, right? Yeah, that's.
Yeah, no, I went to the toilet immediately, and I was like shaking my head, and I didn't even go to the bathroom. I was like waiting. I was
Just sat
peeking
there.
through the
That's the
door,
most
and
awkward.
then like the little the crack between the door and the wall, and I was just looking to see when he would leave.
Dude, I do that even like if there's just two people in the bathroom and it's like a small bathroom and like we both get up to like start wiping at the same time. You know?
Yeah.
And then you're like I just like go a little slower so that he gets out first and then like washes his hands and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And then somebody else comes in, you're like, oh,
For damn eyes.
Yeah, anyways, I went back home that night to the host mom, and I remember talking to some girls at the club that we were at, and I was with my friend, and they're like, oh, you guys are so nice, and like they wouldn't really
nice guy.
Yeah, exactly. And they wouldn't really like talk to us, and or they weren't really like flirting with us or anything, and we were like, all right, well, I guess that's just, we missed out, or we didn't get this. And so anyways, we went back to our house, or I went back to my house, and I told my host mom where we went, and it was called Dorian Gray.
Oh, it was a gay club.
It was a gay club. And my host mom was like, oh, a gay club. And I was like, I just like sat down for a second. I was like, okay, that's explains everything. And
You're like reassuring yourself. That's why the girls weren't into me.
Yeah, I was like, thank God.
Like, oh my lord.
Yeah. But I told my friend from Canada, and we were like laughing so hard because they probably thought that we were like together.
Oh,
like,
they definitely did.
And that's why they didn't like talk to us. They're like, oh yeah, let's dance. And
that reminds me of the scene from The Office.
Which one?
Have you seen The Office? All of it?
No, because
God bless America.
I don't have time to watch it.
Yes, you do.
I do. Actually, you know what? That's a stupid excuse that everyone uses. It's either I'm broke, sorry, I can't spend money, or I just haven't had time.
Well,
but it's not true.
The broke one can be true.
Well, but people still, it's prioritizing your money.
Yeah, it's priority. But yeah.
But I need to watch it.
There's this one scene, and Oscar goes to like a trivia thing at a bar in like Philly. And the whole office decides to go. They're like, oh yeah, let's go try and win money so that we make our quarterly.
Yeah.
And they all go there, and they walk in, and Oscar's like, what are you guys doing here? And then someone's like saying something, and Daryl's just like, and this is a gay bar. And then Daryl's like, I mean, not Daryl. Oscar's like, yep, are you happy now? And everyone's like, yeah. No one cared.
That was like, so I was just like, oh my God.
You're obviously really drunk, because I'm sure it was pretty obvious that it was a gay bar. Like if you were
Maybe.
sober.
Yeah. Well, also, no, but it wasn't like
you probably
that
made out
obvious.
with like 3 guys.
I did?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like that was a given. But
That's funny.
No, but yeah, that was really fun. But overall, that like I filmed everything while I was there, and that's kind of when I realized that I really love like filming other culture and like filming
Documentary style filming.
Yeah, and that's what I'm studying now at Chapman. Well, okay, I'm not going to say I'm officially studying it yet because
you have to get it.
I applied to the major and I find out pretty soon. My GPA, I have to have a 3.5, and I think I have like a 3.5 something or close to like a 3.5 or 3.6. But it just depends on like the grades that I'm getting right now. But yeah, we actually made a film recently, documentary. It was called Foster Creativity. It was
a good documentary.
Was good.
I watched it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. That was a lot of work. That was like, it was really hard.
I remember when you sent me like the rough edit like early in the spring.
Did I send you a rough edit?
Yeah, you had like sent me a password and it was just so bad.
Oh, that was the promo. That was the promotional video.
Was it?
Yeah.
You told me it was like a rough edit, because there were like scenes like you didn't cut it all the way. Like people like were still sitting in their chairs but not talking, and they would like get up and walk out.
Wait. Was it the one where that girl was like laughing at the end? She's like,
I don't know. I think so. But like I distinctly remember people like getting up and like walking out of their chairs.
Was it short?
I have no idea how long it was.
Yeah, that was.
You sent it to me while I was at a party. And I just went into someone's room and just sat there and watched it.
It was like that was crazy. Like that filmmaking, I really found that I was like I either want to do like filmmaking or I want to do like media that has like a purpose where it's like helping people in some way.
Yeah, you're like displaying someone, like how someone lives or like something that.
Yeah, I really like that. That's really cool, and I like to travel a lot and like.
And I'm trying to talk him into coming to Europe.
Yeah, I really want to.
He needs to. He's gonna come.
Yeah. I probably will end up going.
You have
it's just
to,
gonna
bro.
have to happen.
Yeah, you have to come.
Dude, and we have to make.
It's gonna be so fun.
We have to make a video.
And we'll do podcasts like once a week while we're in here.
I feel like
I'm bringing this fat dildo of a mic.
Hey, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do is if I, like, when we go, I'm going to rent a Sony A7 Mark III and just pay for it.
For the whole month.
Yeah.
That's
ambitious. But probably not going to work because the policies are they're not going to be like, oh yeah, you can just bring it out of the country. So.
But you can help me film everything on my camera.
I'll just be a nice guy.
I'll have him hold the boom.
Yeah, there's no boom. I'm just.
No, you're just holding this microphone, just like a little bit closer. It only extends like 6 inches, but you like a little bit closer.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dylan, over here, come on, and you're like right here.
I'm like cleaning the equipment. I'm like, Devin, the equipment is dirty. Like, what do you want me to do?
All right. Well, that's it for today's podcast.
Yeah, guys, I literally don't know what I talked about, but hopefully it was interesting.
And hopefully it sounds good, because we think we figured out how to use the mic in my first one, but just didn't use the mic. Hopefully it sounds better. And hopefully someone's still listening. Like at least one person.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And like, if that was, shout out to that one person, like and subscribe, and follow us on our social medias.
Yeah.
Because we're fucking influencers. All right. And